Many people just don't trust the banks. Now, to you, that might seem blindingly obvious, but when the quote comes from this bloke, the CEO of Westpac's consumer bank, George Frazis, you've got to sit up and take note. Frazis, in a major speak, said amongst other things, many customers feel there's a power imbalance, that bank success and profit is no longer a reason to trust a bank, that there's been a divergence between the customer's interest and the bank's interest, and apologising is not enough. Action has to be taken. So, George announced a couple of things. First, 1.3 million Westpac customers will have their monthly account keeping fee cut to $5. Generally, they pay between $10 and $15 a month. George was a bit shy last night telling me exactly how much this will cost, but it's pretty easy to estimate. So say the cut averages $5 a month, $60 a year for a customer. 1.3 million customers, that's about $78 million. Now, there's a reason banks can do this. Technology is making banking cheaper for them. You saw it last week when banks miraculously discovered they could ditch the $2 ATM fee when you use a different bank. A bigger question is why banks are doing it now, not a year or two ago. Well, there's a hint also here in George's speech. He specifically mentions Apple and Google and their size. In due course, technology will disrupt banking the same way it's disrupting retailing. If banks, which are large, don't create cheaper products that suit their customers, those customers will easily be lured away by larger international players. And that's where trust comes in, why the banks need it after having blown so much of it in recent years. Today, the bank bosses front the latest government inquiry into their behaviour. There may still be a royal commission if Labor wins the next election. But what George knows is the time to try and win those customers back is right now. But if there's one thing in the bank's favour, it's this. When people generally are asked if they trust banks, they say no. But when they're asked if they trust their own bank, they're more likely to say yes. Overnight, the Dow Jones up by 52 points, the dollar 77.8 US cents. Carl, Sylvia?